Hello, hikers. Green Giant here, one of your hosts. When Reptar texted me a few weeks ago and told me that Second Chance Hiker was going to be on the show, I thought two things. The first thing I thought was, who's Second Chance Hiker? I'm glad I found out who he is. I'll give you the short version. He's kind of a YouTube sensation right now, although that's not what he set out to do. His goal was not just to hike the PCT, but to lose 200 pounds in the process. As you can imagine, right away, a lot of people tried to talk him out of it. I'm not going to spoil the story for you because it's not over. When Cory, aka Second Chance, called us back in March, he was just about 100 miles into the PCT. The second thing I thought was that, he's going to call us from a hostel or town or some place where he's resting and taking a zero, like a normal, sensible person might. But no, he called us from the trail. When Cory called in, he was at the top of some high snowy pass, which means that, as you can imagine, his connection is a little bit sketchy. So I hope you'll forgive the quality of his audio. It does improve. He relocates a couple of times during our call, so he starts out sounding pretty warbly and ends up sounding less warbly. So if you're not into the whole warbly thing, I think you'll forgive him when you hear what Cory has to say. He's an amazing and inspirational person. I think I've probably already said too much. I should let Cory do the talking for himself. Here comes Second Chance Hiker. Sit back, relax. This is Stories from the Trail.
It was a danger.
Well, you sound good. And
Yeah, I got off the dangerous part.
Uh-oh.
But I'm getting snowed on right now, so
it's
fluffy snow though.
Do you have some cover that you can take?
No,
Uh-oh.
but that's kind of common. I was getting sleet. It was sleeting on me, and it was painful and hitting my face when I was up higher. But I went back down the last hour, and now it's fluffy snow. So this is like, this is awesome. This is Florida weather now.
Are you hiking with an umbrella?
No, I wanted to do that. I should be. I didn't actually think it was going. I thought it was going to be really mild. This isn't exactly as mild as I thought it would be because it totally blanketed the trail up top, and I lost the trail by like 50 feet. And I'm like, wait a second, this isn't right.
Uh-oh. Well, hey, I just jumped in and started talking to you, and we didn't even introduce ourselves yet. I don't even know what's going on. So, yay! Who are these people? What's happening? You were talking to Reptar just a second ago. I'm Green Giant, and you are Second Chance Hiker. It's very nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet everybody too.
Cool.
So, yeah, Second Chance Hiker on the trail to lose 200 pounds.
So is that your primary reason for hiking?
Yeah, the primary reason was for hiking, and I had the secondary to make it to Canada. Now I really want to move the secondary now to a primary. I don't know if I can do that. I have two primary goals.
Yeah, I think once you pass a certain number of miles, you're not allowed to change your goals, and you're not allowed to get any more gear either. So you're just kind of stuck. You're screwed, man.
Oh, no. So I think I can make it to Canada. I feel really confident and motivated that I'm going to be able to make it.
Well, I think that you can too. I've watched a couple of your videos today. I have to admit, I'm a little late to the bandwagon here, but I've really enjoyed what I've seen so far. The positive attitude seems to be the dominating theme, without a doubt.
Yeah, you have to. If I don't think, I just have to laugh at everything. If I didn't laugh at everything, I think this would be really. I would not have a good time.
For real. To say that. Yeah, that's good advice, not just for the trail, but for life in general. Hey, let's do this real quick, just because we didn't really yet, and we don't really have like an official start, like where we play theme music or anything like that. We just kind of start talking. But if you could, just for the benefit of our recording, will you say your name and anything you want to say about yourself?
Okay, my name is Cory. I'm also known as the Second Chance Hiker. I actually planned the PCT starting last year just because I was really not happy with my life, my health on a decline. And I was like, I'm just sitting on the couch eating Pringles. So I'm like, yeah, this isn't the life I want. So I totally just changed up my life, and I hopped on the trail. I did do some pretty good planning, I think, to do it, though.
And you are on the trail right now, just so our listeners will understand. Your connection might be coming in and out. You're on top of a mountain, being snowed on, talking to us with a weak cell phone signal, right?
Yes, and I can only see about 100 feet in front of me. The clouds moved in, covered the mountain. It is kind of dicey and hairy. I haven't... another hiker actually met me in the morning, and he couldn't cross it. I couldn't cross it. It's really, the slope is this pure ice, and if you can't even see the trail when you get up to the top. It got really dangerous and really dicey up there. So I came down a few hundred feet, and it's not sleeting on me. It's now just fluffy snow.
Well, safety first, right? So I want to make sure. Are you at the end of your day? Do you have more hiking left to do?
I never plan my day like that, though. I never I have to do X amount of miles or anything like that. I kind of just wing every day. So I like living like that too.
Okay. So my point being that if safety becomes an issue, I don't want to have you pinned down in some pass somewhere just because you had to answer a few questions from some random hiker over the internet. If things are getting sketchy, by all means, do what you got to do.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I got a 0 degree sleeping bag and stuff like that, so I can build set up my tent and everything and get really toasty if I want to. So, I'm happy with fluffy. I describe this as Florida weather compared to what was maybe 500 feet above me.
So, I assume Florida is where you're from, since you've mentioned it a couple times now.
Yes, I am from Florida, right around the southwest area, so it's really warm, 80 degrees all the time.
Oh, wow.
And I've never hiked in snow before either.
And the highest point in the state is shorter than you, right?
Yeah, I don't know what the highest point is, but yeah, we'd have no hills. I've never seen a hill in Florida. I think maybe up northern Florida, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, my elevation where I used to live was 23 feet. So yeah, I'm not used to mountain hiking or anything, but the snow, wow, a lot different than I was expecting it to be.
Yeah, I bet. All right, so I want to ask you a couple things. Actually, I want to ask you a bunch of things. Let me see what's the best way to do this. So you mentioned that you before you hit the trail, you were just kind of sitting around and eating Pringles. Your words. You're doing this. Your goals are tied first and second place now to lose 200 pounds and to make it to Canada. Tell us a little bit about your pre-trail life, your routine. What did you do for work? Just that kind of stuff.
I went to college, made of psychology, and I actually didn't finish my prom. Okay. So, I kind of was, then I went into the sales. I got a sales job, and, I started selling drinks and all kinds of drinks and everything to gas stations. Worked there for years and worked for my parents. And then my uncle taught me about day trading. So I sat on the computer a lot for years and just day traded. And yeah, eating Pringles and watching the stocks go up and down and stuff like that, and trying to jump in and jump out really quick and stuff. And I don't know. I could write a whole book about my life before this.
Do you think you will? Any plans for that sort of thing?
I could. Well, I originally wasn't going to do YouTube or anything. My whole thing was I'm going to hike this trail and maybe just write a book at the end of it or something. So I had no plan. I had no, I didn't actually think the channel would actually blow up. So that's actually really crazy.
Yeah. Congratulations on that. Yeah. So no.
First week.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you.
Oh, okay. I mean, the first week I was trying to edit the videos. I just started just a Facebook group, and I was like, this editing is so hard. And being raised, it's like, you're only on mile 7 and it's day 4. Maybe you're carrying too much gear or something. And I did take like about 10 pounds too much winter gear. So I over prepared with winter gear. And he came and got it, but I still haven't even uploaded any videos yet. And a really good friend came and said, like, well, if I can get the videos uploaded to a cloud, she'll actually edit them for me and put them onto YouTube. So
Okay.
that's kind of how the video started getting onto YouTube. So I'm like super grateful for her. She's doing an awesome job.
Yeah, indeed. In fact, I was going to say, whoever's doing your editing, you can kind of see their skills improving as the videos get released. And I was,
Yeah.
going to be doubly amazed if you were doing all of this yourself. But you've got a good
Yeah.
support crew.
I've never actually filmed myself before this, and I think she just started editing. She was doing it for fun, so she didn't really, we're kind of both new at everything.
Well,
so I think, as time goes, we're getting better and better.
Well, I think you're on the right track, man. Your videos are pretty easy to watch. You got a nice, relaxed, easy, natural style. It feels like you're talking directly to, it feels like I'm right there with you while I'm watching your videos.
Oh, that's so awesome!
Do you
pretend?
Do you pretend you're talking to like someone back home, or do you picture anyone, or are you just talking?
I'm just using my phone, and people are kind of shocked. They think I'm using one of those fancy DHRs. Yeah, I think that's what I don't have no idea. One of those fancy cameras, we'll call it that. So I'm just using my phone, and I try to record it from the front, and I got like nervous, so I turn it to the back so I don't even see myself.
Oh,
and then I just start. Yeah, I just pretend that I'm just by myself. So why I think it's actually going so well is I'm just pretending how I normally act if I was alone. So, or if somebody was maybe next to me talking to me. So I don't actually, it doesn't feel like film. Maybe that's an inside trick to get more people to feel natural on camera.
Hey, I just want to chime in. I just got home from work, and I just want to make a formal introduction. What's up, Cory? This is Reptar. Nice to finally get to talk to you, man.
Hey, Reptar. Right on. Good. So I've never done anything like this before either, so
Hey, man. Well, thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, go ahead, Reptar.
No, if you got something you got to do, go for it.
No, I was just gonna work down my list. If you got something, what do you got?
Oh yeah, I got my own list here actually.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So we got a bunch of questions. I've polled a couple people on Instagram and stuff, and got some of their questions for you. So I think I'm just gonna start back at the beginning for anybody that's kind of just joining us right now. So. Tell us about yourself. What's your name? Where are you from? What's the story?
Oh, we just did that right before you jumped on.
Yeah. I mean, I can always do a retry and see if I can do it better this time, right?
Hey, what do you say we give him a second chance?
There we go.
Hi-yo.
And that's as good as it gets, guys. Sorry.
All right, thanks for joining us. The show's over. No.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, I'm Cory. I'm from Florida. I have lived other places though, but I call Florida my home, and I was actually born there. But my brothers and all that, they live up in Missouri, around the St. Louis area. But so, I mean, I've done lots of jobs, but before I did this, I was just day trading and just sitting at the computer, and I was living alone, and it's kind of hard because I never actually, it's hard to talk about your past though too, but my relationship, my marriage fell apart too, and I just got, really depressed, and me and my ex were still really good friends and everything now, but it's anytime a relationship, a divorce or anything, you get pretty depressed. doctors, like friends, family. Let's just do the complete checkup on everything. And I was like, okay, well, I'm really curious. Yeah, just run all the tests you want. So she's like, okay, great. We'll just run everything. So she came back and said, like, they did a echo on my heart, and they said, just for fun. And they said, yeah, your heart, I don't know. An echo sounds like a dolphin to me. So they scanned it and they said, your heart's like super great and everything. So you have nothing to worry about that. But she warned me that, a lot of people, it's so common that she just had a patient in the 30s, have a heart attack and almost died. And it's really common. It's like it's happening more and more that people are getting heart attacks in their 30s and even 40s. And so she's like, you're actually setting yourself up being almost 400 pounds that you're going to have a heart attack, probably in the next 10 years if you don't change something. And that also hit me on the head. So I'm just, again, sitting on the couch like, yeah, this is not the life I wanted. And I think that's really where the name Second Chance came from. I'm out here. I want to actually work hard and actually get the life I've always wanted instead of just wishing for it to happen. I'm actually out here going to try to make it happen. So
awesome.
There's a long-winded.
No, that's perfect.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, like, your story already is just so freaking inspirational. Like, there you are on the couch eating Pringles. You're 400 pounds, and you're like, you know what? I want to get out, hike the PCT, and lose 200 pounds. Like, how did you go from the couch to stepping foot on the trail?
Well, I think my dad kind of took us hiking and stuff as kids and stuff. So I kind of like always liked hiking, and I like camping, and camping's a lot different than hiking. I know that now. Like camping, you just unload stuff from your car and it's a lot easier. Well, I like those things. So, and then, I started watching that. It was after Dixie. It was Darwin, and Darwin was like, oh, wow. And, and then I think after that was like Jay Wanders Out and Whimsical Woman. And I went down the line and just started watching all of them. I got more and more motivated. Like, hey, I actually want to do the PCT too. And this will be a great way to, I think I'll lose a ton of weight. This physical exercise, I'm away from McDonald's. So I needed a plan. Like I also tried, in the last 5 years, you can say I tried almost every diet plan. I tried it. I went swimming. I went walking around the neighborhood. I tried to do different diets and all this stuff. The weight still wasn't coming off. And every time I walked and stuff, it actually is painful. Even on the trail, it's painful.
Yeah.
I needed to get away from food in general. So I was like, the PCT, the AT, I looked at the AT and there's a lot of stops and stuff. There's a lot of resupply points. The Pacific Crest Trail, not only is it really beautiful, it's less hilly than the AT, and there's no McDonald's. I've yet to see a McDonald's. So it's kind of like, I know it's like maybe not the best strategy, but maybe, right now I'm a million times happier and having such a fun time out here. It's like I just did a 180 with my life. So, for my previous life, it feels like an entirely different life. I don't even want to think about it anymore. I don't want to go back to it. Like, this is so much fun to be out here. And it's right now I'm on a mountain getting snowed on, and it's trying to navigate through ice fields and all kinds of stuff right now. And like, this is an adventure. This is like,
yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Totally
You're out there getting it. So what's been the biggest obstacle for you so far?
On the trail?
Yeah, just in terms of the trail.
Give him a second.
Oh, did we lose him?
It's possible. I still see him in the chat, but his sound was getting pretty warbly there for a minute. He's probably telling such an amazing story right now, too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, right. Be like, and then the bear came and I fought it off with my bare hands.
My bare hands.
Oh, man. The bad puns are just dropping left and right today.
Oh, my God. Oh, and there he goes. I think I saw him drop off and then come back.
Wait, hello?
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know what happened right there. No idea. You asked me what was the obstacle, though?
Yeah, what has been your biggest obstacle on trail so far?
Well, today I'm going to get a lot of hit for this too. And I was like, I don't know if it should even be aired because no, it's going. I think everything. I maybe legit cried for about 30 minutes today, like maybe 4 or 5 hours ago.
Oh my goodness!
It was pure ice. I thought I was almost going to die. And I've never actually thought any time on the trail I was going to die. I did slip off the trail and start sliding down the mountain on ice yesterday about 5 o'clock, but it was slushy snow. So I was able to, self-arrest and stop. I have an ice axe and I have spikes on my shoe. So I'm so far the hikers I ran into yesterday all got off. They retreated off the mountain. I ran into a guy earlier today. I made it through the first snow field, and you can't see the trail. Just picture this real quick. It's maybe a 25, 30-degree angle. You can't see the trail, and it's below zero. Not below zero. Sorry, it's below freezing. And it's just a pure ice, and it goes down like 500 feet.
Ooh.
And there's trees and rocks and everything else. And you can't stop. You will, I imagine, I threw a rock down and videotaped it, and I watched the rock bounce off another rock, hit a tree, hit that tree, then went and hit another tree, and then bounced and ran into another rock. And a lot of it is like you can actually miss all that stuff too and just fall off a cliff going like 500 feet down. And I made it to a tree, and I actually just started like, what am I doing? Like
So we got the rock thrown at the tree.
Yep. Oh man. This is.
I was going to say,
this is intense, man.
I'm willing to wait
like
this one out.
Yeah, me too, man. I feel like I'm there with him right now. He's like battling a snowstorm on the edge of San Jacinto.
I have so many questions.
Holy cow! I know, right? Yeah, we just breached the first 2 questions I think I had.
Yeah, Gazelle has a pretty good suggestion in the chat there that maybe we can catch up with him during a 0 day.
Yeah.
Okay, so I threw that rock and I watched it just bounce on and hit trees and other rocks. Since other parts that there was I figured I would bounce off the rocks and just go flying. And just being a really big guy, I'm not actually strong in my arms, and I was thinking 370 pounds, I'm going to have to use. There's just no way if I think I slipped off the mountain today, I would be a goner. And that's exactly I just felt like that. And I just actually got so emotional. No, this is not worth dying. Another hiker actually showed up early. This was earlier in the, maybe 11 California time. And he actually showed up, and he had the spikes, but didn't have an ice axe. And he's like, can I borrow your ice axe? And maybe I'll cut through. It's just a pure slope of, and you can't find a trail. You don't even know where the trail is. Kind of make your own trail kind of thing, trying to dig through this angled ice. And so he started making footprints, and he's like, no, I'm done. He said, I'm getting off the mountain. So before he arrived, though, that's when I got really emotional. I thought that when I went out there, I thought I was going to die. And kind of, I guess, reassurance that he tried it too, and he was definitely a physically fit guy. And no, he couldn't. He made it to 20 feet, and it got really steep too. There's this giant boulder, and where the ice was a step. So, but we didn't even know how best effort, and I don't want to die. So I'm going to come back and conquer San Jacinto.
Are you saying that you're gonna get off the mountain and go back to, what is it, Idlewild?
No, I don't want zeros or anything. Today with all that ice, trying to go through the ice, I only made it a half a mile. But
based on first and foremost, it sounds like you're cutting in and out right now. I don't know if that's just me, but I can understand. I can understand why, being that you're in the middle of a snowstorm on an epic mountain, probably the first major mountain of the PCT, I would say.
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, if it's sketchy like that, and I mean, safety first. I always say rule number one of, it might not be a bad idea to, turn around. I don't know. That's.
I mean, I'm never one to back down from a challenge, but
I know, right? Hell, neither a second chance, man. He's up there getting it.
Hey, well, let me stand on top of it. Okay.
All right, do not fall off a mountain. If you fall off a mountain for this
Hear me
podcast.
now?
All right, go ahead. Say something.
I guess not. It's windy up here.
Oh, wait, there we go.
we just got you for a second.
Oh, I try to change. Okay, well.
Yeah.
I changed it and went up the mountain.
I can hear you breathing now.
Yeah, I'm walking back up higher. So, good exercise.
You're not walking into the storm, are you?
Yeah, literally.
No. The storm kind of calmed down, though, so.
Okay.
So hopefully.
So, hey, Cory, I realize you can't see this because you're on your phone, but we've got a chat room with some people in here who are all saying things like how inspirational you are, and whatever you do, don't put yourself in danger just for us.
Yeah, please.
Don't feel bad for the.
Yeah.
You should have done that. I would have been able. I know there's going to be some internet warriors like, oh yeah, I could have totally done that. No problem, right?
Hey, do you mind if we go to a couple of questions from the chat while we can hear? And
yes.
So one of our first questions comes from someone named Gazelle in our chat, and you talked a little bit about this before. Some of the reasons why you chose the PCT, and you mentioned the elevation changes and the lack of McDonald's, but of all the big trails, and especially with at least two of them being closer to you than a PCT, any other reasons why that particular trail?
No, I think it just was when I got typed in the hiking thing. It was Dixie Homemade Wanderlust.
Okay.
It's just been watched her too, and then I looked at other trails after that. But yeah, I think I just instantly fell in love with that first PCT video, and so big credit to her right there.
Yeah,
for maybe inspiration to actually her hiking the PCT in the Sierras. And I'm like, wow, you're like going through Sequoia National Forest and Park and Yosemite and stuff. This is amazing.
Yeah.
So I think that was another reason. But yeah, there was other factors, like I said earlier too.
Okay.
That I fell in love with the PCT. So I mean, I love it. I love you, trail.
Oh, that's awesome. So Earth King Boomy asks, any plans for equipment changes as you lose weight? And I want to add to that question, were there any particular gear challenges early on because of your size?
Yeah, I couldn't find, so I had to take a 4-pound jacket originally, and because I couldn't find one that would one at REI, which I never actually even heard of REI until I started the trail.
Oh man!
But I couldn't find a jacket, and Stingray actually sent me a link and said, "Hey, I found one on Amazon." So I typed in Amazon all kinds of things, but he must have just typed in the right word, and he found me a 4X jacket. So it was so hard to find clothes that were properly. I just had to constantly keep searching. Columbia actually did the rain gear. But I did have to change up my rain pants. I'm now at 2X. I was at 4X. I changed into 2X. They're a little bit tight now. Today, my underwear has been falling off all day, and it's been so annoying. And then my pants almost fell off, so I was trying to tighten them. So at one point, my whole butt was exposed to the mountain, but luckily nobody else was really out here. But yeah, my underwear does falling off as we speak right now. It's getting closer to my knees, and it's just kind of annoying. Like, I don't even know why I'm wearing you now. So my clothes are actually falling off. So I think I need to upgrade. Maybe smaller clothes, maybe 3X to 2X does feel a little bit tight, but definitely go down to 3X. But yeah, it's a challenge right now. Yeah.
Have you weighed yourself since you started the hike?
So I did at Warner Springs, and that was actually like March 1st. They were the only scale that could do it, and it was 35. I lost 35 pounds.
Wow.
So that was in the first. And I kind of thought maybe I put on muscle, but then I also, people were like, oh, it's probably water weight too. And I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, water weight, muscle, all kinds of stuff. But 35 pounds down with their scale.
That's amazing.
Man, that's impressive.
Okay. So.
I did have an injury already too, though. And I had to go to the doctor in Idlewild. My foot was really swollen, and they did injections. First, there was a bunch of bad storms. And John King's like, wait the storms. My foot was swollen, so the injected it. And she told me, wait like 5-6 days at least before you get on the trail. And she said, throw away those boots immediately. She said she used to work for the Army, and my boots are awful. So I switched to Ultras, and but the doctor's scale only went up to 300. So I was so sad that when I did the doctor's, and she couldn't actually tell me how much I lost to, because that was like going to be, I guess, 2 weeks later or 12 days later. I bet I lost maybe another 10 pounds. I was hoping. So
wow. So you've probably lost like 45 pounds, you say, already?
I feel like that's my guess right now, at least 45. I think this mountain is just the snow being out here. It's exhausting. But yeah, I was really happy the doctor in Idlewild could get me going again really quick and stuff. I think she just injected me with adrenaline in my foot. Stop it. Like a horse or something.
You're like, we need 100 cc's of adrenaline to the foot stat.
Well, she's like, I'll get you going again. And she really liked that thing. She's like, oh, so you're out there going to lose 200 pounds? It's like, yeah. And she's like, that's so awesome. And she was really great. She's like, well, I'm going to get you going again. So
that's awesome.
So yeah, I think after changing my boots though to Ultras, but still though.
All right. So speaking of milestones, you dropped a YouTube video yesterday, and in it you said that you hoped tomorrow to cross the 100-mile mark. So that would either be today or yesterday that you hit 100 miles. Are you there?
Yeah. So that video, the 100-mile marker, is going to come out probably any minute if it hasn't already.
Oh, all right.
So it should be out, and I again, know how many times this trail makes me cry, though. But I definitely would. I got all emotional too when I crossed the 100-mile marker. So
yeah,
I mean, that was, to me, felt like a huge achievement. Like, wow, if I did 100 miles,
dude, you walked 100 miles.
I know, right?
Nice.
So,
congratulations.
I don't know how. Yeah, I'm curious to see that video too.
So
see it. It's kind of weird watching myself on the video.
Yeah, that is always weird, isn't it? And hearing your own voice is always strange too. At least
it doesn't feel like me though. When I watch it, it doesn't feel like me. It feels like a different person too. Wow. So that's kind of weird.
I can see that. So something else that came up in the video you released yesterday was about 5 minutes in, you stopped a couple of times because you were hearing sounds in the bushes. Did you ever figure out what that was?
I think it was just a squirrel.
Oh.
But you know how like your mind can play, you're all alone, and I haven't seen, like, I go days and I haven't seen hikers and stuff, and then you're just kind of wandering on, and like you see some weird tracks in the thing, and then you're like, well, I know nobody's ever been attacked by an animal on the PCT that we know of, but like I danger, but you know how your mind just like kind of, you're out there alone. So I was like, nice noises, but I think it was something just jumping around or something through the bushes, but it like freaked me out for that 1 second. Like, hey, is somebody up there? So I don't know, but if something's new or something's changing, I kind of just, I pull out the camera and just express what my emotions are. And I think I can be kind of an emotional guy. So,
well, you're doing great so far, man. Like, watching your channel is just highly entertaining. And I mean, your attitude towards hiking is just unbelievable, man. Like, it's so positive and, it just, like, I just want to get on the trail and be there with you just to, hang out and just enjoy all the fun times that it seems like you're having. Cause you're just like, it's just so inspiring.
Yeah. That's awesome. Like, yeah, I never knew that would ever, like, people like, I thought like maybe at the end of my hike, I'd get like 1,000 subscribers or something.
Like so per
I had
day.
No idea that. Yeah, I get like hundreds of messages, especially at the beginning. Like people like, "What's your location? I want to go hike with you and stuff." So I was feeling like Forrest Gump when he took off running, and all those people were behind him. And I was like, I'm getting bombarded with messages like, "Oh, tell me your location. I'm gonna hop on trail with you." We're all gonna go.
And has anyone followed through on that yet?
Yes, people did, and I wasn't expecting it at first though. So it, just it was kind of hard. Like I didn't expect my channel to blow up and stuff like that. People were jumping on trail, and then people were trying to bring me things on trail, and it got to the point where it got really, really overwhelming.
Yeah, I bet.
So
I can imagine.
I ended up actually contacting a really popular hiker. I won't say who it is, but gave me some really good advice and stuff and said, stop posting in my videos, so quickly too. And it's also really hard because, there's no internet or anything. Mm-hmm. So some people did scare me. I was in my tent one time and there was a guy just standing right outside of it. And he had the best intentions in the world.
Okay.
But he wasn't a hiker. He wasn't a hiker or anything. He just watched my channel, and he's now standing outside my tent. So it's kind of hard to explain.
Like, don't be that guy. Anybody listening, don't be that guy. Don't go stand outside Second Chance's tent. That's creepy.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm definitely I'm running into hikers and stuff all the time. So it's actually like really, really fun now. But at the beginning, I just was really shell shocked at, people just, finding me and stuff on the trail. I was like, oh,
right.
No.
Yeah. Because a month ago, you were just some dude, right? And I mean, you're still just some dude, but now you're some dude with a guy standing outside of your tent. That's weird.
Yeah, I'm some dude that I was just eating Pringles on my couch and stuff like that, watching TV and stuff like that. And, I never really had any friends. Technically, I mean, I just, like I said, I was being all depressed and everything, moping around. So it's like, this is entirely different environment.
Are you still eating Pringles on the trail?
Eating Pringles? No.
You gave them up?
I've eaten sometimes a few things that maybe hamburgers. I look forward if I go into a town, I want a hamburger.
Okay.
That's my guilty pleasure.
So
I haven't had Pringles.
What's your trail diet like?
What's my what?
Your trail diet. What are you eating? If not Pringles.
Okay, so my dad sent me some summer sausage, and I got some tortilla shells, and I took like 3 pounds of the salmon. I took 1 package of ramen noodle. That was going to be my treat thing. I tend to really just crave meat constantly. So and I'm also getting really bad. It was like 2 days ago, I actually was just hiking and I just forgot to eat, dinner and lunch. I just ate a little bit for breakfast, and you're so focused on hiking sometimes and your body doesn't tell you you're hungry. You just kind of forget about it. But then the next morning I woke up and all I wanted to do was eat meat. So sometimes I'm really bad at forgetting to, and it's not on purpose. It's just that, I forget.
That's why you kept looking at that thing in the bushes, not because you were scared, but you're like, there's food in there.
And actually, I totally forgot today too. I took a summer sausage, wrapped it in a tortilla shell, and I ate that for breakfast. And it's like 5 o'clock here, I think, close to it. But I actually forgot to eat lunch today, and I don't feel hungry. So I have to, it's sometimes everything going on, and today was just so crazy and stuff. Like I just forget to eat. So I'm a forgetful person, though, I guess.
So I got another question from one of my Instagram followers. They ask, what? All right, hold on. What is it? They ask, how has the reality of the trail differed from what you were expecting?
I didn't actually think it was going to be so hilly, and I actually, hiking on a state park or like a national park, they have these nice flat trails that have tons of room and it's wide open, and it's not difficult. When you get on the PCT, it's like you run up these giant, even though that I guess they're not that steep, they feel super steep to me, but there's rocks everywhere, so you're constantly looking on the ground to make sure you don't twist an ankle or anything. So there's a lot more rocks, and the trail gets super tiny. In some areas, it's like only 18 inches wide, or sometimes a few areas it's completely washed away. So I guess I was kind of picturing a little bit flatter and a little bit a wider. It's definitely more rugged than I actually thought it would be, but I'm actually got really used to it now, though. So, but it was a huge shocker, especially walking up Hauser Canyon. I almost thought if I did not keep walking there, I would have got hypothermia. But that was so steep and everything, and coming out of it, I was like, where are the flat sections? I thought it would be more flat. So.
Well, once you get up into the, what is it, kind of like the aqueduct area, there's a lot of flat trail up there, but yeah, it's quite a challenge getting up there. Which makes me think. So because you're hiking, I think you're averaging about 3 miles a day, is it?
Yeah, so how many times I actually, after my getting that foot thing, I've been taking it kind of slow, but this mountain's been kicking my rear end too. But I was getting up there I've done a lot of 10s and 11s, but yeah, then I
nice.
Overdid it. I think, so today's video was going to be 91 to 101. So that's 10 miles. And I think right before I get to San Jacinto, I was doing a 10 and 11 again too. So I was getting 10s and 11s, and then, my foot kept acting up on me. I think I even talked about it in the last video, my feet. But I think hopefully with these new shoes and not dealing with snow, I'll be back to, maybe at least over 10s. And right now it's still March, so I'm not really stressing about it. So the goal is still to get to Canada, so it's on my mind how to do that and how many miles I need to do. So I am thinking of that, but I'll cause an injury. I don't want to, hurt myself or anything. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. Where I was kind of headed with that question is, I know that water can be kind of few and far between on the PCT. How have you been dealing with that situation? I saw in one of your videos that you had run out of water and you were collecting rainwater from your rainfly.
Yep.
How much are you prepared to carry, I guess, is the question.
And I have a follow-up after.
So I think I started day one with like 5 liters, but I started out so dehydrated and stuff. I made some a little bit of a mistake there. Day 2, I was like, I knew it were, and I was a big watching like survivals at Naked and Afraid. Read a few survival books and stuff. So I was like, man, it's going to pour, and it says there's like a big storm going to come the next day. So I also, like, I could have started rationing my water after I only made it to mile 4, I believe. I could have started rationing it, and then I remember stories that they would find people die of dehydration and they still had water in their canteens. And I'm like, oh, whoa, well, if I'm thirsty, I'll just drink my water that night and I'll just wait for the rain in the afternoon. So I just like laid around, didn't do anything. And I never actually like panicked or anything. Nothing like today. Like I never thought I put my life in danger when I was just laying around like, oh, it's going to rain soon. Like just a little bit thirsty here. So after that, though, the storms have been hitting nonstop. I've been using before I just got my stove 3 days ago, and that has made life so much easier melting snow. Because I can't find water, I just find lots of snow here. So I've been last 3 days snow. And before that, I was collecting, putting it in between my arms, switching them, and then put it in between my legs, and that would be so refreshing. I was scream and but I had to melt the snow somehow, and normally I would collect it right before bed too and make sure I hydrate before bed. So I kind of just improvised, and I think I'm actually really fortunate. When I was researching the PCT, there's no way I could do the PCT if I left in April. I would not make it in the desert. There's just no way. So I am so thankful I left January 30th, because it's just been such a crazy weather, snow, and I've already hit, I think, 5 streams now that were almost knee deep. There's just so much water. So park every quarter mile, every mile. But yeah, right now San Jacinto only has just living on snow right now.
Hey, that's awesome that you got water, though, man. I know that because, like, I had started in April when I went out in 2017, and yeah, I remember seeing the video of the one stream, I think, that you showed you crossing, pretty much before you get to, not Mount Laguna, but the place where you stayed in the cabin. And,
yeah.
Go ahead. And that was like the only water source we had. There was no rain or anything. So I the whole time that I'm watching your videos, I'm like, oh my God, is he going to be okay? Does he have enough water? Does he have enough water?
Reptar, the nurturing one.
Yeah, I definitely think, because I mean, I bet there's no water here in April and stuff. So I see how people like, oh no. But yeah, I mean, it's actually been really good. There's a lot of negatives about just all the snow and stuff like that, but there's so many positives. A big guy like me can actually, because of all these storms and the water. So it's been great. Yeah, another video, I want to call it the water park or something. It's like 5 streams in a day where it's like knee deep water. I'm just crossing. It's like, this is the desert. It doesn't. I can't even see the bottom. It's so deep. But
one of the things I've really been enjoying about your videos is how excited you get over the flowers.
Oh yeah. So I mean, I guess Florida must be really boring, right? I see mountains and stuff and these flowers, and Florida, we got swamps and alligator. Pretty flowers or cactuses, or people said it's cacti. I don't know if that's, I don't know, but I like to say cactuses. But there's just like, wow, this is incredible. What is this? And it has different colors too, and it's beautiful in its own way. And yeah, I get so excited. It's like all different, and the mountains look like ice cream a lot of the time too.
Are you learning about the flowers and plants as you find them? Do you know what you're seeing?
Learning about them, like the names and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I saw them. I am probably the worst guy at remembering names.
Oh, okay.
So those balls of cactus, I can't. I feel like I saw it like 10 times now. Somebody's like pointed out what the name was, and I just totally forgot what the name is again.
Okay.
So,
it wasn't a
it
quiz.
wasn't like my highlight. Like, I'm going to go out to do the PCT to learn all these different names and stuff. That wasn't my.
So second chance botanist.
That's going to be my new hobby right there. I mean, I love looking at them and everything. They're beautiful. But yeah, I never thought about, making that one of my new hobbies. I'll just appreciate them for what they are.
So other than...
You'll probably... Oh, go ahead.
What was most likely a squirrel in the bushes? Other than that, how are the wildlife encounters? Are you seeing anything 4-legged, 2-legged, winged?
Yeah, I saw some of those bunnies. I guess jackrabbits. Those are ground squirrels or chipmunks. I saw a Mike run. I went to Mike's place in It was raining that night, so I got to sleep under the porch, and I saw a mouse run by me. So that was
that's exciting.
I wasn't in a tent or anything, and the porch was kind of leaky, so it was like I was getting water dripping on my face. And I was like, "Oh, I see this little cute mouse running by me. Just don't crawl in with." Yeah, I haven't seen. I saw this giant beetle thing that kind of freaked me out for a second. It was trying to crawl on me.
Ooh.
But yeah, I'm not actually. Oh, wait, I saw a bunch of cows and they started. That was probably the coolest. So, I mean, that's not really. They're domestic animals, I guess. But yeah, I thought the cows were hilarious.
Cows are always funny. I don't know why, but
yeah, they all got up and started following me or something. I think they thought I had candy or something.
You're their leader.
I think I started talking to them and asking them if they wanted to join my cult or something. Towards me, so I'm like, okay. So yeah, I like the cows, but yeah, I'm not really seeing, wildlife. Just looking at the tracks and stuff. Right. And again, it's kind of interesting to see the tracks. I'm learning about them and stuff. What they probably are. I got the difference between a mountain lion and a coyote now, so I know what bunny tracks look like in the snow now. So, but yeah, I'm not really seeing much. Well, I guess most animals come out at night too in the desert too. So
I only have one last question, and then I'll open it up to anyone else in the chat to throw something in, or Reptar, because we've kept you pinned down for about an hour now, and we don't want to keep you out in the elements for too long. But one thing I'm curious to know about is what are you looking forward to on the trail?
Well, I'm always excited to meet the new hikers and stuff like that. And, some of them have some really interesting stories. And some of them had an instrument, this guitar. He was magical. It's like this piano thing. I have no idea what the instrument's called, but you blow in this little piano keyboard thing. But it was amazing just, listening to other people's stories and stuff and why they're out here and stuff. And I mean, that's actually really exciting. So it's just now happening where I'm actually running into other hikers. He was meet the other hikers. So I'm actually really excited to even meet even more hikers and listen to their stories and stuff. And I mean, unity that's out here too. And it's kind of like you're making friends and stuff like that, even if it's only for a day or just, 20 minutes or stuff. It's actually really cool. But also the other thing I'm probably most excited about is the Sierras. I'm just really excited to see the Sierras. Hopefully not crazy snowy cliffs that I have to be walking on.
There will be crazy snowy cliffs. I can assure you, there will be crazy snowy cliffs.
Oh man!
Okay, hopefully I'm down like another 100 pounds, and I'm with a group or something, so I'm not doing stuff.
Yeah,
all
man,
by myself.
safety in numbers.
Well, I've done a little bit of math here, and if you continue losing weight at the same rate you're currently progressing, let's see, by the time you get to the Sierras, you will weigh 8 pounds.
Okay. Nobody will even be able to see me. Please do not step on me on the trail.
You'll need a new trail name.
We're going to have a bad time. Well, I'm going to have a bad time with some of these.
Oh, man.
All right.
That's solid math right there, Gary.
I may be off by just a decimal point. I don't know. Anybody have any other questions? I don't want to keep second chance up on this mountain in the snow, risking a safety for us. Crazy Larry wants to know, this is a really good question. Have you found any interesting rocks? That area, he says, is loaded with quartz crystals, tourmaline, and he thinks some emeralds. So you found any rocks or artifacts? Yeah, he's fading out. I don't think we'll give it another minute.
I think at a minimum, we should have a second chance hiker, second chance interview.
Yes, I agree.
Hey, everybody's back again. I guess I keep losing everybody though.
All right, so let's take advantage of the short time that we do have you. And Reptar and I were just wondering, first of all, are you still there?
Yeah, okay, I heard all that. There. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you do you have a 0 day coming up anytime soon? And 2, would you be willing to talk to us again sometime when you've got a more stable connection?
Yeah, I actually hope I can make it to Big Bear soon. I hope if that's the next stop after this. So I don't know when I'm going to get there. Like I never want to have to do 10 miles because if something's hurting, I don't want to push it. But definitely, just you can always keep in touch with me and message me and stuff like that. Like I made this happen, and I was like, I'm going to try really hard. I'll be on top of the mountain, try to make it to the top. But
you are a trooper, man. You are a trooper.
Yep.
Braving the snowstorm on Mount San Jacinto for the Stories of the Trail podcast, man. That is dedication, my friend.
For sure.
Yeah, luckily, it really calmed down now. I'm actually starting to get more visibility and stuff like that. So I don't know if another one's coming. It's coming in waves or what, but it was crazy there for a second.
Well, as fellow content creators, one of the things we know is that this takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of work, and doing that on top of a life-changing hike is even more difficult. It's a good idea, and I think I think it's worth noting that you put up a Patreon to help support your efforts out there on the trail, and that Patreon is patreon.com/Second Chance Hiker. You have to spell all that out, SECOND. But if you're interested not just in following Cory and his adventures on the PCT, you can go there too and help him stay on trail, help him keep making these amazing and inspirational videos.
Oh, well, thank you so much for mentioning that and stuff. That was never even my idea to do the Patreon. I actually got like 100 messages. It's like, why don't you have a Patreon? Uh-huh. And I was like, I don't even know what a Patreon is. So I had to actually look that up and figure out what it was. And I mean, it is really expensive, and to do the trail and everything. And I'm so grateful. I haven't actually gave any money to edit the videos. Well, if I ever, I hope I can pay you one day for all the countless hours you're spending learning to edit and stuff too. So yeah, I'm going through gear and I need new clothes. I don't have a job right now. So I was like, I never even heard of the Patreon, but that was really cool. Thanks for mentioning it. But yeah, I only created it because
pleasure.
All these people are like, please, like Patreon, like. So I created the Patreon. So
no, I don't mind.
It always feels awkward though it feels awkward too to have a Patreon.
I know what you mean, because there's a certain amount. It comes with a little bit of a stigma, and I think part of that comes from GoFundMe, which is just a way for people to donate is the word. GoFundMe, people are just giving you money. In a Patreon, the patrons are actually getting something in return. So it's not really like, it's not asking for a handout. It's like you're doing real work,
So yeah, it's definitely something I'm getting used to and stuff. And I'm actually trying to do like real-time updates for the Patreons just to let them to know what's going on. And if I fall, I'll do an
Yeah, I think we lost him again. We're definitely gonna have a round 2 on this
for
one.
Sure. Yeah, this has been a lot of fun, and I think what we probably want, what we want to do, I shouldn't read the chat while I'm trying to talk, is if we can catch up with Second Chance later while he's on a 0, we'll get with him while he's got a good connection, and we'll pull stories from this recording and our future call with him and stitch those together in a single episode. But even with the sound problems, I really enjoyed our talk tonight.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody's back again.
There you go.
Yeah, we were just saying it was totally worth the effort of having you stand on one toe on top of a delicately balanced rock in a snowstorm. So
I am standing on a rock. They try to get to the highest point, kind of thing. Like, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
So, all right. So if you have maybe 2 more minutes, I know we said we were done, but an important question just came up in the chat that we have to address before we let you go. Do you have any good poop stories yet?
What kind of stories?
Poop.
You said poop stories?
We're talking about poop.
Oh, poop. Oh, I was just making sure I didn't misunderstand you there. So
someone specifically asked for that too. So
I did record something where I talked about that. And Daisy said you're not a true thru hiker unless you poop yourself. Somebody gave me like this noodle thing, this dry noodle, and it wasn't Mountain House, it was another brand, and gave me like 2 packages of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I ate both in the same day, and it did not. It was like it was just. I don't know how to explain it, but it was a disaster. Multiple times that day, I could not. I just kind of lost control and stuff, and I'm like, oh man, I'm like an old man now or something. I can't control my anything. So I see why he gave me those noodles now. Like they did not work for my stomach. All I could think about is that one thing is like, oh yeah, you're not a thru hiker unless you've, accidentally. So
yep.
Yeah, I peed myself now, and I went number 2 twice because of that noodle thing. So I never feed me meat. I do not. Don't. If you show me dry noodles or something, those packaged things, no, do not. I'm not going to eat them.
I believe technically you had a number 4.
That's great.
So that was a very detailed, like, gross question.
Oh, that's funny.
Being a human, though, it's rough. It's like, yeah, go to the have all these new experiences you've never done before. So, faster though sometimes.
Oh man.
Oh, that is great. That is great. I'm so glad that somebody asked that in chat.
For sure.
Totally worth it.
Hats off, Captain. Salute to you.
I felt like I learned my lesson, though, so hopefully it never, ever happens again.
All right. Well, I think that's about a wrap for now. We'll let you get...
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I'll be happy to do this again in the future, too. I appreciate it.
We'll take you up on it,
I'm
for
getting
sure.
actually pretty... Well, thanks for having me, too. That really appreciate that, too.
Yep, and from both Reptar and myself and everyone who's in the chat room right now, we've seen this typed about 20 times since you joined us, but a lot of people are saying you're very inspirational, and these people are correct. You are. So thank you for just for doing what you do and for sharing it with us. We really appreciate it, and look forward to talking to you again soon.
That's awesome. Thank you. And all those people, you're so sweet, and I love you. So thank you so much. I love the comments too. That gets me all motivated to go hiking.
Good.
Like, yeah, I'm going to totally do this. So thank you all so much for all the great, awesome. So I'll talk to everybody later.
We're all pulling for you. Stay safe. Thanks again.
Oh yeah. Stay safe, man.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. I don't think we have any housekeeping stuff to cover tonight in terms of announcements or anything about upcoming episodes. Of course, I'll take the audio from tonight, even with all of the glitches from earlier, and put that directly on the Patreon feed. This will probably take... Well, right now our editing queue is 4 episodes deep. So the one that's going to come out this week, we recorded 3 weeks ago. So that'll kind of give you an idea if you're keeping up on the podcast feed, just kind of how things go. So, I guess that's about it. We don't have any other announcements, or do we know who we're talking to next week?
So next week, I'm still working it out. He might have to work. He might not, but,
Prodigy,
the hiking prodigy. Yeah. Who did a calendar year Triple Crown, which is insane. Yeah. So that'll be real awesome. I've also talked to Twerk in the Dirt,
okay.
the amazing Hiker Vogue or Hiker Trash Vogue guy. And I know that, yeah, like our parent podcast, Backpacker Radio, is going to do something with him. So I don't want to step on their toes, but he was in the works. I sent a text to Dixie to see if she'd join us. Haven't heard back from her yet. I'm trying to think if I've got anybody else. on the back burner. I've got a couple friends that are just well versed in hiking. I've also got one of them actually is a war vet who lost his leg in Afghanistan, I believe, and hiked the trail with me in 2017. So nice. Getting that perspective would be pretty sweet. And he said that he's on board to come talk with us.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm still taking suggestions, and I'm kind of backed up on the suggestions that. Say again.
How about Hawk, like Craig Maines? Have you kept up with him any on YouTube?
No, I don't think
There's so many people.
Yeah, we'll need some links because I'm not sure. I don't recognize that name.
Okay, let me see. Yeah. I'll get a link.
Okay, you can send it to me on Facebook or here if you get a chance.
I'll just post it in the chat real quick.
Oh, I got another one. I forgot. John Zahorian. He said that he'd come be a guest.
John Zahorian. Why do I know that name?
Yeah. Oh, if you haven't checked out John Z's videos, man, holy crap, dude.
Yeah. Okay. Zach was talking about John the other day because Chance mentioned 3 hikers, and I think like Darwin was the only one that Zach didn't know, but John Z was one of them. So yeah, that'd be cool.
I actually
Bobby and
met up with him and Jupiter in Cascade Locks for PCT days in 2017, and I did a little interview with Jupiter. He'd be another cool one to have because he did the Eastern Continental Trail, and actually set the fastest known time unsupported of the Florida Trail while he was doing it unintentionally. So that's kind of okay. That could be another guest to have on the back burner. But right. Man, I mean, I think we got an action-packed lineup.
We do.
I think.
I'm in contact with Ben Crawford. Do you remember the Crawford family who hiked 99% of the AT last year? They stopped at like mile 3 on Katahdin because their 2-year-old wasn't allowed to go up or something like that. Anyway, he and I are trying to schedule a time. And I am also in contact with Steve Adams, who has his own podcast, Mighty Blue on the AT. He and I have chatted a few times in the past. He's actually on the AT right now doing his podcast is from the AT now. It's been 5 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 5 years since his original through hike, and he's just repeating it now, but this time while carrying a microphone. So that's pretty interesting if you want to hear updates from the trail.
That's a really cool idea to just hike a trail while doing a podcast.
Yeah. The equipment's not that heavy, and I think the last one was like I think it's his 3rd episode since he began hiking this year. I think he started back in February. And the cover art for his episode was just like him sitting in a shelter with a bunch of people with their hands in the air, smiling, and like you can tell he's in the bubble and just like having a really good time. Man, a little jealous.
I would love to be in the bubble right now. Oh my God, it's killing me. Like, especially talking to Second Chance, just hearing like how happy he was, like even through the rough times of like his breakdown, today or whatever. I mean, he's still got such like a happy persona about him that, it just makes me want to be on trail so much.
It makes me want to go be nice to someone.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, man.
All right, so Gamera gave us one more thing to mention that I think is worth it. Remember, we are also I would always play them on our live recordings, but we're still taking recordings from people who are on the trail, who are sending in their voice memos, and we're putting those into the episodes as they get released on the podcast feed. Bobby and Brianna, who are sending us their updates, will be starting the trail. It just scrolled off my screen here. I think next week. I put a link. Wait, hold on, Katie. What? Oh, they start tomorrow. Okay. This is the one night a week that Katie and I get to hang out in separate rooms together. It's funny. I can hear her in the living room. She's listening to me like, I don't know when these people, and I can hear her going, they're starting tomorrow. Oh, okay. You can unmute your mic. And,
that's great.
Anyway, they start tomorrow. And we're getting updates from all of our other hikers too, and I think we're picking up a few from the PCT as well. So there's a lot going on with the show. I don't know why I said we didn't have anything to announce. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, man. And in terms of the PCT people, I haven't even reached out yet, but I think I've also got a buddy that's about to start the CDT, and I'm sure he'd be on board to get down on some of this. I know he's doing I think he's doing a vlog for the Trek this year.
Oh, nice.
About it. So yeah, that'll be cool too, man. But yeah, we're gonna have a whole bunch of peeps, a whole slew of folks.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that just about does it for tonight. We're a little ahead of schedule, and I think that's okay. Because last time we were like a half an hour over, so.
Right. I think, if we just take this episode and then next time we can meet up with Second Chance. I mean, it might be like an impromptu podcast, not on a Wednesday or something. I don't know how you feel about that.
Oh, no, I'm totally cool with that. Sometimes, the guest can't make a Wednesday night at 7:00, and we just have to record either without an audience or with like whoever the Tuesday afternoon people are, or whatever. Yeah. Oh, I'm totally down for whenever we can get them on, we'll get them on. And if people can't join live, too bad, they'll hear them later.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for putting this together, stoked. Man. I'm really, really happy that you were able to do this.
Yeah, man. I'm just amazed that he was able to join us. He was like, yeah, I'm about to hike up San Jacinto in a snowstorm. I'm like, wait, what? I was like, are you sure you're going to be able to make the podcast? And he's like, well, I don't know, man. I've got one bar of battery and like no signal. And I'm like, all right, man. Well,
dude's a trooper.
Yeah, man. Oh God, that guy, man, hats off to him.
No kidding.
Yeah. And I think, next time around we interview him, we need to get him to pitch like his YouTube and all that stuff. I think it's just YouTube, Second Chance Hiker, and I think he's got an Instagram.
Mm-hmm. We'll put links.
Actually, I know he does.
We'll put those links out there.
Yeah, man, definitely need to support that guy.
See if we can add a 0 to the number of subscribers that he has. Give him a couple.
Yeah, there you go.
Give him a couple commas. Get him a movie deal.
Yeah, right.
Like, in a world of snow and ice, there is a man.
I'll do the music.
He went through life with one chance, but now, second chance.
That was him falling off the mountain.
God, when he was talking about the rock falling off, I'm like, oh my God, don't be the rock. Please don't be the rock. Like, I was like, oh, if we kill Second Chance Hiker for the podcast, I was like,
we would be so famous. Oh, wait.
Get off the internet forever. Yeah. Oh, man.
All right, guys.
All right,
this was a fun one.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was fun. But I'll keep in touch with him and see if we can make something happen here again soon in the future.
Fantastic. Megan doesn't know what she's missing.
All the best poop stories.
All right. Hey, thanks again, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Good night.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Stories from the Trail is a production of thetrek.co. Zach Davis, editor-in-chief. Each episode is recorded in front of a live internet audience. You can be part of that internet audience if you care to join us on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. There's a link in the show notes that tells you everything you need. Our music is by Lee Rosevere. Your hosts are Green Giant, Voldemort, and Reptar. You can find us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those places. Just look for Stories from the Trail. That's probably us. The show is recorded, mixed, and edited by me, Gary Sizer, in Blanket Fort Studios, which is just me in my basement with a blanket over my head. Thanks for listening.
I don't even know what's going on. So, yay.
Who are these people? What's happening?